joined today by McAllen Memorial's Bill Littleton here on the Sideline Sitdown, the 5 p.m. slot. Coach Littleton, how you doing?
Good. Appreciate you having me on, Billy. Thanks for the opportunity here.
Yes, sir. We always like to have the coaches on and see what they have to say, because we have a lot of athletes on here that talk about their time, especially during the rough times that we're going through right now. Always great to have a coach's perspective. So, Coach, what have you been up to during these days? We ask this to the athletes a lot. What have you been up to, especially since the strings a little bit more loosened with this COVID-19 deal?
Well, we've been, in contact with our kids, trying to make sure they're working out and what they need to do. So when the time comes, we'll be prepared and ready to get the season started. Also, been visiting with coaches, my coaches and other coaching staff, trying to get better on a daily basis about football. Always talking football and always trying to get better.
How's the Zoom meetings and all these different kind of softwares and virtual meetings been going for you? I know this was kind of easy for you, just click and everything goes, but some people like doing laptops, some people like using headsets. How has the virtual meetings been going for you and your staff?
Well, they've been going good. You're always trying to learn, especially somebody my age that not real tech savvy. We're always trying to get better at it, trying to do the best we can. But I definitely learned a lot this last month about technology.
And how have you liked I guess the free I don't know how much free time you have, especially with stuff that was a little bit more time earlier on, but how have you enjoyed kind of being at home with your family a little bit more?
Well, that was good. There's nobody at my house now except for my wife and I, but it was good to be there with her son. She enjoyed it. Probably the most in our 44 years of marriage that we actually been together on a daily basis, every day for that long. But I'm a worker, I'm a person that enjoys going to work and doing work and being at work. So I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back to do what we love.
Of course. With that, we'll transition right into football. Coach, I'm sure you're aware of the ongoing talks with the UIL is having of getting strength and conditioning. I think the date was June 8th. So what's your reaction to that? I know there's certain rules, especially I know Tino Virial over at St. Joseph said that TAPS released a statement with very limited athletes being allowed. I think it was 4 athletes per coach. What's your reaction to UIL trying to get things back up and going with strength conditioning?
Well, I always felt that UIL would come back, try to get us back on the field in the weight room, doing what we do as quick as they possibly could. At the same time, keep our athletes and our coaches safe. And I'm very, very happy that they have reached the conclusion that we can go back. We're still waiting to see what procedure they're going to put in place on us. We really don't, unless something broke today. I'm out of the state today. I really don't know what's going on there today. Unless something broke today, other than I know that we're going to be able to get started on June 8th. But as far as how many kids we can bring in at a time and that kind of stuff, I haven't really heard of any of that today.
Have you guys gotten any plans together? Have you, I guess, not scheduled, but like game planned for how you guys might return to action if the UIL breaks anything out?
Well, as soon as they break the rules and what we're going to have to do, what the regulation is going to be, yes, we'll get started. Me and my staff will get started. We'll start getting a game plan together on how we're going to get our kids in there and what time, whether it's going to be how many sessions we'll have to bring them in and that type of stuff. But as
my bad, go ahead.
Kind of a wait and see situation right now.
Yeah. Were you guys trying to get spring ball going? Are you a spring football team?
Yes, sir. We are. With the 17 years I've been there, this is the first year we hadn't done spring ball, so it'd be a little bit new for us not having spring ball.
What effect did that have on y'all? I think we were just gonna get right into it, and then the whole deal happened right at spring break. So what effect has that had? Have you all tried maybe seeing, okay, we're gonna try rerouting everything for the fall? What's been your take on not having spring ball?
Well, we did not cancel spring ball until they told us we had to. I kept hoping that there'd be something would break and we'd be able to get back, but nothing happened. So we just got to go on. We got to play with the hand you're dealt. So we got to come up with a game plan on how we're going to get back. We're going to have to do a great job of coaching in the fall. We got a young team on offense and skill position and stuff. So it was a was a setback for us, I believe, because we really wanted to look at some kids, and it's kind of the time that we kind of get our team ready, and we kind of know coming into the fall who's going to be where. So we got a lot to do when we do get back in the fall for 2-a-days.
Yeah, and things are starting to look a little bit more promising. As a matter of fact, we at Real Sports Live are actually looking to go cover a travel 7-on-7 football over there in Round Rock. With that, do you think football will start on time? I know they canceled 7-on-7 and the whole state tournaments and all the good stuff, but do you see football starting right on time, right in August?
I believe we will. I think the next 2 weeks will tell a lot. I think that the UIL will come out and give us some guidelines. I don't think they're going to say anything about when we're going to be able to start in August yet, because I think there's still kind of a wait and see game, see how the state shapes up, after they release the regulations on everything, and see kind of how everything goes with that, and see where we are. If we don't have any setbacks, I really believe we'll get started on time.
And if it does get kind of pushed back, do you think the UIL will mandate a district season only or partial season? What's kind of your opinion on if the season was shortened? What do you think your schedule will play out to be like?
Well, I really don't ever try to second guess what the UIL is going to do. Like I say, you always got to play with the hand you get dealt, and once we get dealt that hand, we'll go from there and adjust and overcome what we have to.
Now switching gears to a little bit more on the district side and the more nifty part of your schedule. Realignment, all McAllen schools got bumped down to 5A. Y'all's district is a little bit different. It's got the Brownsville schools, Palmview, Macheim, Monroe, Wesco East, Donna. How do you like the district?
Well, I think it's going to be a very exciting district. I think it's going to be very competitive from top to bottom. I think it's a typical Rio Grande Valley district that on any given Friday night, anybody can beat anybody. You got a lot of built-in rivalries there with the Brownsville schools playing each other, the McAllen schools playing each other. We get back with Palmview, who used to be in 36A with us. We get to play Brownsville vets that we hadn't played in a long time. We get to pick up back with Wesco East, who we've been in and out of with the district. Also played on some non-district games over the years. So it's going to be a very competitive district and one that I'm looking forward to be a part of.
And also the playoffs as well. I don't think many areas in the state get to say we get to play in our local area for at least the first 2 rounds. That might be different for you guys because if I'm right, you guys played Laredo United and Wesco last year, right, in the playoffs?
Yes, we opened up with the Laredo schools in our by district.
Yeah, so that might change this year depending on how everything seeds out. The 15 district over there is the Carroll, Flower Bluff. You got Veterans Memorial from Corpus Christi. All those Corpus schools, and then the Victoria East and West. A little bit more different as far as playoffs goes as well. What do you think about that?
Well, you're gonna have some good competitions there. You also not Brownsville Vets, but Corpus Christi Vets is a very up and coming program. It's a young program, but they're loaded with athletes over there, and the coach over there does a great job. And being coaching at Quirrell as I did back in the days, I know the Victoria School always have good athletes. So it'll be a good, by district, it'll be a good round for us and give us an opportunity to go show what we can do.
As far as non-district goes, how did the realignment affect that? And I know you just had the few games just to schedule, but did you have any troubles finding non-district games?
Oh no, we only have one non-district game, and that is against Edinburgh Vela, who's one of the best in the valley. So we get started right off, and our scrimmages, we get to scrimmage. We scrimmaged Pioneer on the second scrimmage, and we had to pick up a non-district schedule. I'm sorry. We had to pick up a scrimmage with we picked up a scrimmage with Farr, who was in our old district, Farr High. So Farr High in the first scrimmage, Pioneer in the second scrimmage, and Vela. That should get us ready for the district schedule.
Yep, you hit it off right to bang against Vela, and that's a great way to start off the district, especially going into a new one. What is your team looking like? I know you've lost. You're going to lose Campbell Spates. due to graduation. But what's your team looking like as far as what's your team looking like?
Well, we feel real good about it. We'd like to see some more of us in spring ball, kind of see how we're shaping up. But we feel like we got a stable running back coming back. We got three really good ones. We got it may be by committee. It may be somebody takes the bell and say he's going to be the bell cow. We really don't know how that's going to play out. But we have three kids that we're looking forward to opportunity to look at. We got some returners on the offensive line. We got to replace 2 or 3 there on the offensive line. We got to replace a couple of receivers. So we're kind of in a rebuilding there early, but at the same time, we still have some good quality kids. And at Memorial, we tell them every year that, we're going to try to be the best team in the history of Memorial High School. And we're not backing down on that. We're still going to try to be the best team in the history of Memorial High School when we get started.
And this is actually kind of a cool fact that Kevin Naro actually told me. This will be the first time in 8 years that there's going to be no space in the backfield. So how different is that going to be? I guess finding a new running back. You said you're rebuilding. So how fun will that be? Knowing that you're not going to have another potential stud in your backfield, or now you have to build one again.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have 2 outstanding young running backs for the last 8 years there in Trevor and Campbell Spates. But we feel good about the 3 young men that we have coming back there. We feel like they're very capable of being really good running backs. We feel like they'll step to the front and they'll showcase what we have built there. We have always had good running backs at Memorial, and we don't feel like we won't have a good running back, or maybe several good running backs.
Have you kept in touch with Campbell, with Trevor? Actually, I know he was on the transfer portal for a little bit. If I can remember it right, he committed to Rice. So how's your relationship been with him ever since he's gone out to play college ball?
Oh, I still communicate with him. Not on a regular basis, but I still communicate. I really don't believe he has committed anywhere yet. I think by early next week he will commit.
Okay.
To a school of his choice, and it'll be a good school when he does commit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was reading up on that because I work for a Rivals thing for Lubbock, and I was reading that he was on the radar as one of the higher running backs on the transfer portal, and I think he narrowed it down to a couple schools already. So we'll look out for that.
Yeah.
Coach, on a different level, other than – go ahead. My bad.
I think you probably make up your mind sometime early next week, probably.
Sounds good. Coach, so now speaking other than football, kind of going back to this COVID deal, has there been any hobbies you've been picking up, any movies you've been watching?
Oh, I'm kind of an old Western guy. I like to watch old Western shows, John Wayne type of movies. Actually, I've been watching one today. Also, I catch a lot of Gunsmoke, things I grew up with. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like that good old clean stuff and hard-nosed stuff and good old Cowboys kind of stuff. That's kind of the way I grew up. The kind of way I grew up.
I know that show because they show it on the CW and not the CW, the old channel. It's funny that you say Gunsmoke. Do you know what Emergency is?
Emergency?
Emergency. It's like some fireman show from the 60s and 50s. It's usually on around Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke, Bonanza, those kind of shows.
Yeah. What Gilligan's Island as well, right?
Oh yeah, I watched Gilligan's Island. That was a funny show. That was a good show.
Oh yeah, of course.
Happy Days.
Coach, go ahead.
Happy Days. Those good old kind of shows. Good old family kind of shows.
And you know what? They're still pretty good shows. Like you can go back. You can never go wrong with the classics.
No, you can't go wrong with them. I watch them every night. What I go to bed with every night.
Nice. Coach, before we go, are there any shout outs you want to give to your athletes or anyone watching?
Yeah, my athletes out there watching, keep working hard, and let's be ready, and let's be the best team that Memorial ever had when we come back. We'll see you soon, man. Good to see you.
All right. That about does it for our show, guys, for everyone watching. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have Daniel Rinza signing his letter of intent to play basketball at Central Methodist University. That'll be tomorrow at 2:00. And then we'll have 3 new shows on Friday, including new Port Isabel hiree Tony Villarreal returning back to Port Isabel, and he'll be the new AD and head coach there for the Tarpons this fall. Coach Littleton, thank you for joining us today.
You bet, Billy. Appreciate you having me on. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Be safe.
All right. Bye-bye.